Welcome. Excited to be here today. We're talking about we're talking about how to stop people pleasing and set boundaries. Are you a really nice person? Are you a really nice person who struggles with setting boundaries with others because you people please? If you're a people pleaser and you struggle with that and you want to set boundaries and you want the ability to do that right now because it's compromising your relationships, it's complicating your work life, right? People are taking advantage of you. I am glad that you're here. My name is Dr. Aldewan Tart, faith-based psychologist, and I'm excited about talking about why it's hard to say no. I'm gonna give you strategies for how you can say no. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. So I see y'all coming in the room. Make sure y'all say what's up. I'm glad to be here. I mean, this is a topic actually I can identify with. How many of you have been introduced to the cruel idea that there are other people in this world who believe that the best way for them to get ahead is to simply partner with a people pleaser and use their uh, tendencies of being nice and doing stuff for other people just because you ask? I see you, Shot Christ. I see you. TDM, I see you. Happy Friday. All right. Y'all getting it? I see you, the angelic life. Y'all are coming in, Lawana. I see y'all. Y'all getting it? All right. This is people actually do this. So I want to talk to you about how to set boundaries and stop pleasing people, six strategies that work. So let's dive in. Right. I see you, Chris. All right. So one, why don't we say no? Like, we've been told you don't need a psychologist to say, you know what, you should say no. You've already been told that. People have said you're too nice. Isn't that right, Paulette? Isn't that right? She is for I missed that one. All right. Yeah. Angie, I see it. Right. All right. So y'all are saying that's me, and it makes me miserable. I get it. I get it. So why it's hard to say no? All right. Because you don't need a psychologist to tell you that you need to say no. Your mama told you, your brother told you, your ex told you. All right. Number one, it hurts. It hurts to say no. Can we be honest? Can the church say amen? It hurts to say no. All right. No hurts people's feelings. They get upset when you say no. Right. Number two, it may do interpersonal harm. It may do some interpersonal harm. Your relationships may suffer. I mean, it is not good for pleasers to say no because the amount of people who are around people who please to get what they need to get out of them is high. It's high, right? And so it could affect the amount of people who rock with you because once they realize that the relationship has to be even, that you're not just going to say yes because they ask, the relationship is not going to be for their benefit and for your detriment, that you're going to stop people pleasing. It's hard. And you've seen that. You've seen moms stop calling. You've seen boyfriends and girlfriends stop calling. You've seen people at work that used to sit up there at lunch, and be nice to you and do all this kind of stuff. You've seen them disappear. And then number three, it can lead to conflict. How many of you ever said no? Let's be real. How many of you ever said no and it actually led to conflict? How many of you ever surprised that it led to conflict? I mean, can we keep it real that it led to conflict? Like in every relationship, you're the person that's doing the pleasing, and you get the least amount of pleasing. No one's pleasing you. All right. And it seems like when you start asking and stepping up, and yeah, y'all raising y'all hand, and you start saying, hold up, can we balance this off a little bit? Can I get what I need? And then they disappear and they get conflict and they start talking about, hey, this not what I signed up for, and all this kind of. All right, y'all get it. All right. Now let me talk to you about this. All right. So y'all get it. So it's hard. It's not. So first of all, I want you to be okay with being in a room, being okay with this, because realizing that saying no is very difficult, especially for people pleasers. But there's 5 situations, y'all. 5 situations, and you tell me if you agree. This is right. Yes, no in the chat. It's 5 situations that benefit from saying no, right? Because I really want y'all to get this, right? I really want y'all to get this. The one you saying you have conflict, Miss Golden lady, you're saying someone actually got mad after years of me doing everything in the friendship. I've been there. I've been in relationships, y'all. I was like, I held you down. I held your family down. But now I just need you to do something for me, right? And they were like, nah. And I was shocked. I was like, hold up. So the whole time in this relationship, I thought that we do things for each other. I didn't know this relationship was supposed to benefit you and not me. Hey, Ebony, I see you. Right? Uh uh I see you, introvert. I see you, free miss introvert. No one is pleasing you. A word. Here we go. 5 situations where you should benefit from saying no. Number one, and I always have notes, y'all. When I'm not looking at my phone. Number one, when it keeps you true to your principles and values, right? Like if a homeboy is like, yo, Alduan, I want to use one of your rental houses so I can have a little rendezvous with my side girlfriend. I can't say yes to that, man. I can't support what you're doing. Just be honest, be in an open relationship, or just don't be in a monogamous relationship. But I'm not going to say yes to something that's gonna compromise my principles and values. Like I've done a lot of like barbershop talks. I've done a lot of things for men. And a lot of times liquor companies want to sponsor it and they ask me to hold, a liquor bottle or act like I'm drinking. And I'm like, no, I don't do that. I don't drink. I don't drink. Right. I gave up drinking. Um, almost 9 years ago. I do not drink, so I do not promote alcohol. I do not believe in the promotion of alcohol. I do not judge people who do drink alcohol, but I just don't believe that alcohol adds any value. I think it only hurts. I only see the pain. Now, of course, I'm a therapist, y'all, psychologist. I only see more pain than good times, right? So I'm not going to promote something that I don't believe in. That wouldn't. So I'm not. All right, number two, when it protects you from the cheerful exploitation by others. Right? Oh my goodness. And this comes out of an article in Psychology Today, right? Called The Power of No. All right. The Power of No, right? By Dr. Judith Seals. So let me go ahead and give her credit, right? And I love the way she said this. She says, when it protects you from the cheerful, it's funny. It said the cheerful exploitation by others. That means that people like actually get in relationships with you to come up. They realize you're a woman that has a lot of money and they just come in and exploit you and they're happy about it, right? Or they hire you at work to do two people's job. They tell you when they interview you it's one position, but then they slowly, like they purposely slide other positions to you because you're talented enough to be able to do it, right? Like that's crazy, but they do it on purpose. Like it's intentional and it's cheerful. They show up with a smile. Has anyone ever been in a relationship or work environment? They do it at church all the time, right? They'll make you over this ministry and this ministry and this ministry. And before you know it, right? You're getting paid for no ministries. You're doing 3 ministries you're not getting paid for. And yeah, it's crazy, right? It is absolutely crazy. All right, number three, when it keeps you focused on your own goals. Oh my goodness, this is the big one, right? And I'm probably telling too much, but I remember being in grad school and I remember a particular young lady liking me and she was like, "Look, I want to be exclusive." And I was like, "I can't do that. I can't be exclusive because I don't know how to like half be a boyfriend. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to not, I don't know how to like not call you every day or every other day, whatever we're doing. And I'm focusing on my books. I'm married to my PhD right now. So I do want to have a casual relationship with you, whatever that means. I want you to be casual with me. I want to be casual with you. I don't care who you're talking to. I do care about you. I care about your birthday. I want us to click in. But if ever I have work, I don't want you to be disappointed that we don't speak. And I'd like for you to be on the same page, right? And that particular person didn't work out. And I ended up actually dating a pre-med student. She was like, "Look, I'm going to med school. I study so much. When I'm not studying, I'll call you if you're available. If you're available, cool. We can go to date to movies. And if you're not, I understand." All right. I see y'all commenting about, hey, that was me at church, right? So when it keeps you focused on your own goals. Listen, a lot of people, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into my degree, a lot of professors. I'm a mom and dad, right? And I couldn't let them down. All right. Number four, when it protects you from abuse of others, right? And the most important relationships to us, yours, the ones that usually had the ugliest communication are those closest to us. Can we keep it real? The ones closest to us have are the ones that have the ugliest communication, right? Because we get into it because we actually care about this person. We don't want to lose mom. We don't want to lose a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife, or we don't want to lose a job. We don't want to lose a colleague. We don't want to lose a good friend. So when it protects you from the abuse of others is when we should say no. But that's why it's difficult, because usually we're being abused by someone close to us, because it's hard to get abused by someone I don't care about. Hey y'all, like if I go outside and the Ku Klux Klan is outside and they say, "Hey, N word," I'm not gonna be bothered one bit. I know that is a controversial and probably unpopular opinion. I'm not gonna be bothered. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't care about your opinion of me. And because you're in the Klan, you're supposed to hate people of color. That's kind of what y'all are known for. So I'm not gonna worry about it, right? But if someone in my family call me that word and I do not use that word, I might be upset. But if a total stranger who's a known racist is going to do that, I don't care. I care less, right? Number five, when you need the strength to change course. When you need the strength to change course, you have to say no, right? So say you take this job and like say say I'm blessed enough and I do the work to go back and work for the NBA, right? I know if I work for the NBA, our particular team, I'm going to be traveling a lot, right? If I travel a lot, that means I'm not going to see my kids or my wife that much. I'm just not. It just does not come with the territory, right? So if I need the strength to change course, I have to be able to say no to the NBA and say I can't travel like that. Or you're gonna have to give me a position where I'm able to be hybrid, where I travel a little bit and I'm hybrid, right? Because I have this honor. I have to honor my promise to my wife and my three kids, right? This is my daughter's senior year, and I have two young children, and I want to spend time during those critical years, right? I'll circle back later. So you get what I'm saying? Or maybe you're going out every Saturday night and you're partying with the homies and the friends, but it's compromising your church time, your time with God on Sunday. You going into church hungover, you going in church tired, or you at bedside Baptist when you really need to be in the house. You don't have to say, look, nah, I need the Lord right now. Listen, with climate control, Hawaii, Maui catching on fire, the sea being hot, right? The storms here in Georgia. Like, nah, I need to be close to God. I can't be up in the club every Saturday, right? I can't really talk about the club because I was there in my youth many a time, right? So I'm clubbed out. I don't miss the club. I clubbed hard in multiple cities, y'all. How many of y'all clubbed hard in multiple cities? I clubbed hard in Atlanta, GA, right? I clubbed hard in Washington, D.C. I clubbed hard in Los Angeles, California. You get what I'm saying, man? I clubbed in some of the best places to ever do it. I clubbed hard in New York City, Chicago, Detroit. I say Detroit. I have clubbed. I don't miss the club at all. I don't miss the club. I clubbed out. Everybody, I'm going to the club. I don't miss it. All right. So, but when you're trying to change course from that, you have to do it. All right. And then before I give you these strategies, let me tell you why you should do this. Thank you, CM. This is why you should do it. This is why. Hey, yeah, I see y'all. I see y'all have some clubbers out there. Back in the day, we would have met. It's probably why I don't drink to this day, right? We would have met under different circumstances. Now I was never wild, but I was not conservative like I am, and I'm not conservative now. But y'all get what I'm saying. All right, it was a different life, right? I love me some music, boy. Anyway, not to get off topic. All right, so this is why I'm gonna give you seven benefits why you should say no, why this is good for you. I think y'all already know this. All right, and that's why I'm start. I really want to connect with you. Number one, um, it helps you. No helps you to not get used, especially this is especially for givers. It helps you not to get used. If you enter into relationships and you're ready to people please, you're going to attract people who want to be pleased. Unless you get lucky enough to attract another people pleaser, you're only going to attract a people pleaser. You're going to attract someone who wants to be pleased. They want to give you nothing and they want to take the most. They want to give you just a little bit to keep you hope. No, don't do that. All right. So you don't want to be used. All right. Number two, saying no gives you work-life balance. Who if you're the person who at work they're going to give everything to, they're actually having meetings and saying, hey, give that to Aldewan, right? Give that to Luana, give that to Chris. You see what I'm saying? Give that to someone else. Give that to KW Johnson, right? He'll do it. They'll do it. They're rock stars. They're rock stars. I see y'all comment like y'all were never clubbers. Don't tell stories. No, I'm just joking. All right. I know everyone wild wasn't wild like me, but I love the club anyway. Number three, saying no makes your yes more meaningful. And I've noticed this when it comes to like speaking. If I say yes to everything, right? It doesn't make it doesn't when I do say yes to speaking, people are like, whoo, thank you. I'm glad we booked you. Because I do say no a lot. I say no a lot, right? Even to my kids, I'll say no, right? Because if I say yes to every single time they want to get ice cream, if I say yes to every single time they want a toy, if I say yes to every time my daughter wants a new pair of tennis shoes, right? When I do say yes later, right, it is not as meaningful. It's like, oh, thank you, Dad. I appreciate. Oh, we're going to get ice cream. If it's an everyday occurrence, if you get a toy every time you ask for, I go on Amazon. It doesn't make it meaningful. Number four, it keeps us from saying yes out of obligation versus because we have satisfaction. How many of y'all ever said yes out of obligation? Right? Adrian said, Arjun said, no is powerful, right? It's powerful. I didn't realize how powerful it was, y'all. I'm gonna take a quick commercial. All right. So I used to work for the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? And the first workshop they wanted me to do was how to say no. I was like, what? And they were like, no, I need to say no to my family, man. And they showed me their text messages. How many people asked them for money? I mean, and thank God Cash App wasn't in place. I feel sorry for today's athletes, right? People were like, look, could you wire me $500? Could you wire me 1,000, right? Could you send me 10,000, right? And they're like, they looked up the salaries like, yo, you get $10 million a year. Your paycheck is this, this, and this. What is $250 to you? Right. And they were like, yo, that $250 adds up. And I don't know half these people. I don't even know these people. Or I've given it once. I took care of the light bill last week. And now they want me to take care of the light bill every week. It's like every month, every week, they want me to take the bill, right? And I realize I'm only gonna play ball for 3, 4, 5 years, unless I'm a super mega star. And even then, I want to maintain legacy for my family and lifestyle, right? And someone said even in dating, all right, I've had to learn to say no if I don't like something that's occurring. Me too, right? Because think about what we do for a living. Most time, people pleasers are servants, right? I serve. I'm a minister. I'm a psychologist. I serve, right? You all are nurses and doctors, and you plan family reunions and teachers and accountants and team leaders, right? Entrepreneurs who employ people, right? So you get it. All right. I see you, MT69. You're saying the bigger issue is setting boundaries with relatives. Oh, I get that. Too many black people let relatives slide because of blood. My boundaries apply to everyone. Blood stains are harder to remove than water. Oh, that'll preach. Blood stains harder to remove than water. I agree. Like you have family working for you. I mean, they'll slack sometimes. They'll come in late. They won't do the same job that they'll do for a total stranger. And it's just human nature that the more comfortable you are with someone, the more relaxed. The more relaxed. All right. The one I see, you said, can we talk one day about how to date as a giver? I'll answer that right now. Right. Well, right now you date as a giver by only dating another giver. Now, it took me years to figure that out. Right. The best way to date as a giver is to date someone else who's a giver. Right. Date you. Date you. And I don't mean that practically. I mean date someone that likes to give like you. Oh, I got my lady flowers. Guess what? She got me some Hawks tickets. Oh, I got her a gift card to her favorite apparel shop where she gets her dresses, or I got a dress, but I kept the receipt in case she needs to take it back. Hold up. Oh, she got me a gift card to Suit Supply. Oh my god. Oh, it's what we doing? Hold up. I make love to you and make sure that you're pleased, and I don't worry about me. It's just your pleasant session. And then you turn around and then please me the same way. Now sign me up. Sign me up. Hold on, hold on. You wanna talk about how to make our relationship better after an argument first? Hold up, hold on. You want to pray before we argue first? I don't have to suggest it. Hold on. You want to apologize and keep us from arguing first? Hold on. What? What? Oh, you want to run some plans for by me for my birthday 3 months in advance, as if these things take planning? Come on now, that's what you want to do for me? You want to do that for me? Let's keep it real. All right, so y'all get it. So date another giver. I know that's super simplistic, but I think it's deep. Right? Ask people, assess. Like in relationships, are you a giver? Like, tell me what you do for your partner in relationships, right? What do you do for your family? One of the ways I knew my wife was a giver was that she took care of her grandmother. right? Like her grandma needed something, she took care of it, right? She was the mother hen of all of her friends, right? They needed something, they would call her. I noticed, I was watching, I was observing, right? All right, now we joke like, I don't know, your friends need to call me some real relationship advice. You get what I'm saying? But our phones are both ringing because we are helpers, right? We could be on the phone helping out people in the same house, y'all. All right. Number 5, no helps you test the authenticity of relationships. Oh my goodness. I don't really know what kind of relationship we have until I tell you no. All right. That's even family. I take my daughter shopping. She says, "Can I get these Yeezys?" I do not support Kanye West. I do not support him. I don't care what y'all say. I don't support him. Now he don't get a single dollar of my money, right? You're not, I don't have to judge him, but I don't have to give him my money to go give to the Republicans. I'm not gonna do it. Just not gonna do it. Right. So if she asks me for some Yeezys, I'm gonna have to say no. But if she gets an attitude and doesn't talk to me, right, and blocks me from social media and says, well, if I don't get her the Yeezys, then I'm useless. Man, I don't know if our relationship was really about father son. My daughter would never do this, but or maybe I'm just a Wells Fargo up in this piece, right? I don't know if our relationship as a friend was about me being a plug to the club. You my friend because I can plug you in to the clubs in different cities, right? Or I'm the plug for you for getting a business loan, right? That's why everyone's my friend, because I got the job at Wells Fargo, and I'm over SBA, small business loans, and everyone all of a sudden wants to call me and be my friend, but really all they want is that loan. I mean, I get it, you have to network, but don't. I need to see if it's authentic, because the minute I lose that job, right? Do you come around? Do you still come to the birthday parties? Come on now. The minute I stop paying for everyone and I say, nah, this is not authentic to my goals, I stop paying for everyone's meals. Y'all treated y'all once, but y'all think this is the trick or treat. You think this is what we do every day. Everyone gives out free, can't give out free meals every time you hang out with me. No, that's not how it's popping. All right. Maybe with women, my homegirls, but definitely not my male friends. They don't even we fight over the bill, right? We fight. I have to fight my female friends, over the bill. All right. I don't have to fight my wife though. Because she ain't fighting. Anyway, y'all can tell I said that too. Don't tell, don't tell. All right, number 6, is saying learn to say no more makes you feel in charge of your life. It makes you feel more self-confident. You're like, man, I said no to that, right? I feel good about it. Like sometimes people ask me to work on the weekends. Like, do you do sessions on Saturday and Sunday? No, I don't. Why? I'm resting. That's my family time, right? That's my time to watch football or basketball or relax or hang with the kids or get in a super workout. I don't want to be forward facing to another person on Saturday and Sunday unless I'm choosing to do it in church. And even that has limits. It has to be something I really want to do, or I'm doing this out of obligation and duty, right? I'm doing it because someone asked me to. And then number 7, personal integrity requires you to say no. Integrity, right? Like think about, like, they use the word integrity, right? Your integrity is like not only your character, but they say, like, we're losing integrity in the science world. I mean, something is breaking apart, right? So I have to say no to maintain integrity with who I am in a relationship. I'm not your do boy, right? I'm not your friend that you only call to get free counseling. That's not me. People have done that to me, and they are surprised that I give them like straight up, like raw one sentence advice. I'm like, look, I'm off the clock. Now, if it's a friend, every now and then, but if all you call me about are your issues, I'm gonna say, look, you know what? I will go ahead and see a therapist about that. When we refer you to someone about that. All right, here's that number: 222-444-6669. Bam, there it is. Right? I'm like, whoa, I thought, why would I? Whoa, 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 whoa. Why would I give therapy away for free when I'm supposed to be relaxing and paying attention to my wife and children, or my parents, or doing something I like, leisure, or working out, which is going to add time to my, are you going to add time to my life? Are you going to make my wife happy with me? Are you going to be there for my kids where I won't have this whole window where they always live with me? They do go off to college and go to different states, have their own cribs and get married. And yeah, you going to replace that time? Okay, if you're not going to do that, then have to have integrity with who I am and how I show up and my own mental wellness. I can't always be working. I need time to relax. Y'all feel me? So have y'all convinced y'all to say no? Now let's get into the 6 techniques, y'all. These 6 techniques are proven to work to help you to say no in relationships. Number one. All right, just remember this before I give you number 1. If you don't say no, you're gonna disappear. If you don't learn how to say no, you're going to disappear. You don't exist. You're just someone's plug. You're just someone's bank. You're just someone's bed toy, right? I am LaDon. I appreciate you, right? I appreciate you buying a badge. I appreciate it, y'all. Y'all get those badges, y'all. Y'all show love. Get the badges, right? Get the super stickers, whatever they are. I appreciate them, right? If you cannot say no, you're going to disappear. You're not going to have a relationship. You're just going to be that other person's Ken, that other person's Barbie. It's not going to be Michelle and Barack. It's not going to be Russ and Sierra, where you see Russell at Sierra's concerts. You see Sierra at Russell's games. You see Jay-Z and Beyonce touring together, or Jay-Z at the concert with Beyonce with the children, or Beyonce's watching Jay-Z and talking to him while he's open up different businesses. You said, thank you, Luana. I appreciate it. You get what I'm saying? Thank you for the badge. Yes, a yes man. Don't be a yes man. All right. If you're a yes man, like you're in a relationship, you don't really know if the girl like you. You don't really know. She likes what you do for her. That's why people always flashing their keys and flexing their money as guys. I'm like, man, you about to get played. I get it. Whatever you attract, if you attracted them by money, don't get mad when they leave because you don't have any or you cut it off. Same thing, ladies. You attracted him with sex and he got the sex and he's gone. What you expect? And I'm not being mean. I'm saying what we attracted him with. We disappeared. We gave him what we thought he wanted or what he did want. And when he got it, he was ghost. Right now, don't do that. We're not disappearing. No disappearing acts. No Toni Morrison up in here. All right. Hey, roller girl. I see you from Vegas. Vegas. I partied in Vegas too. I have partied in Vegas. Lord, have I partied in Las Vegas. My goodness. Right. All right. So let's give these 6 strategies, y'all, because I know y'all have things to do. It's Friday whenever y'all watch this, right? But today is Friday. All right. 1, replace your automatic yes without think about it. I could give you that one right there and you be straight. You be straight instead of saying, this is what I helped the Thunder out with. I gave us some jewels. All right. Instead of saying, yeah, because when people have you on the phone, they have you. Like, you want to say no, but you say yes. As soon as you hang up the phone, you're like, why did I agree to do that? Why did I send them money I don't have or I need, or just send them money? I know they were finessing me. They got me. It was hard to say no. Right. So replace it with delay and say, hey, you know what? Let me think about it. Can I get back to you real quick? Oh, hold on. You know what? Something's in the oven. Hey, let me call you back. If you can delay, you're actually gonna think about it. You're gonna be wiser because you don't think like, do I really want to do that? You're not gonna have that delayed response like, why did I do that? Because you're gonna think about it in advance, right? Make up an excuse. I tell the athletes and say, hey, you know what? I have an accountant. An accountant is vicious, right? Because all these athletes that get their money taken from them, they don't have enough for retirement. I actually have to ask my accountant to actually send checks to people, y'all. I have to ask him or her to do that. So could you, let me think about it. I'm gonna give y'all a bonus strategy. If you give people an extra step to do, people are lazy. If you could put your request in writing to me, I don't know why the accountant needs to see it. I guess it has something to do with the IRS or budgeting or my bookkeeping. If you could put it in writing and what you need the money for, all right? Could you send me a copy of the bill and your bank account showing me that it's empty and that you can't pay? My accountant just needs to see that, right, before they write the check, because people send in stuff and they have plenty of money, they just won't mind. I'm sure you understand. Y'all got it. That's 1 and 1A, right? So replace. Oh, we got it. Y'all good? 1, replace it with delay. Let me think about it. All right. You know what? I make commitments and then I don't honor them because I didn't look at my schedule. Let me look at my schedule and get back to you. Can I get back to you? Can I get back to you? And you're gonna find out. They're gonna say, tell me now. Let me call you back. Let me actually think about it. Let me marinate on this to see if I can. Let me check with my husband. Let me check with my wife. Let me check my schedule. Let me check and see what's going on with the church. I know I have a doctor's appointment around that time. I don't know when. Let me check and see first. Bam, delay. Number 2, soften your language. Soften your language. All right. You can say no real soft. Say no real softly. Right. Like it actually helps the strategy. Like, no, I don't know if I can do that. Right? Like, no, like, I mean, it would be, I wish I could help you, but no, I can't do that. That goes against my principles. I really can't. I can't contribute to the alcohol fund. All right. I mean, alcohol has just done too much in my life, too much damage in my life to me to support that. I can support something else. I'm sorry. I hope you understand. right? All right, y'all think that softness is like weak, but really, if you say it directly like that, if you say it like that, right, it's actually hard. It's like people do that all the time. Like, okay, you got one more time. You got one more time to do that. Go ahead, say it one more time. When people's voice either goes down low, bam. All right, number three. All right, contain your feelings. All right, you need to stay steady in the storm. Y'all ever see? If y'all haven't watched that message from TD Jakes, watch that scripture. I mean, watch that sermon where he talks about being steady in the storm. Hey, they're gonna be coming at you, right? You're gonna use your delay technique, you're gonna use your soft language. When they come, I need you to stay soft in your feelings, right? I need you to be able to monitor them and stay soft, right? Contain your feelings. Don't let them see you sweat. Like if you've ever been on an airplane and they experience turbulence, right? What do you want the pilot to do? You want the pilot to say, "Oh Lord, I don't know what's going on. Y'all hold on. I ain't never seen turbulence like this. This might be it." No, you want their brother and sister who's piloting that plane to say, "You know what? Go ahead and buckle up your seats. We're going to go up to 20,000 feet. We're experiencing some rough turbulence. If you sit back and relax, I'm sure we'll be able to get through this very quickly." They maintain their emotions, all right? And when you maintain, you stay calm, you show the other person that you're unshakable, you're steady in the storm, right? Like if people can actually see your emotions, they can see you getting upset, they can use it against you. Like, why are you getting mad? You get $45,000 a game, and I'm asking you for $450 and you getting mad, they will use it against you. Hold on now. I've been with you for 3 months. What you mean we're not finna have sex? I took you out to eat. I introduced you. I paid for your girls to eat. I paid for your car note this month. What you mean? What you mean? No. Mm-mm. And then here's number four. Number four. All right. I referenced this earlier. Refer to your commitment. Refer to your commitment with others. This is probably my other than delay. This is my go-to right here. All right. Someone say, "Hey, Dr. Chart, we're having like I'll give you a good one. Hey, we're having this black male teen, all right, mental health event, right, at the church on Saturday, and they need a great speaker, right? But we don't have a budget, right? And we just want to know if you come speak to like 250 teens. They haven't met a black male psychologist. If you just come out, like it's a hard one to say no to, right? I'm black male. I identify with my brothers, all right. But I promise my kids, I've spoken the last 3 Saturdays, right? And I work on Sundays, at times as a minister. I'm like, I'm gonna have no days off, right? So I say, you know what? I promised my kids that once I got to 3 speaking engagements, that I wouldn't do a fourth because it takes time away from them. So I promised my wife and my kids that I spend time with them on Saturday. And then my first priority, I'm sure you understand, right? I'm gonna take little man swimming. This is actually real. I'm taking my little man swimming. My daughter has swimming lessons at 9:30. I promised them ice cream and something fun to do since mom is going to the Beyonce concert this weekend in Atlanta. So I promised them that we would go hang and we roll tough. We probably gonna go by my oldest daughter volleyball game to show her support. She has this long volleyball tournament, Spike Fest. So we're going there and pop in on her to show her support. So you understand that if I spoke at the Black Male Mental Health event on Saturday, I'd be letting my whole family down, right? And I had to get babysitting for all three. Well, not my oldest daughter, right? And she can't babysit because she has a volleyball tournament. And when she got a volleyball tournament, the last thing she want to do is watch her brother and sister. All right, you feel what I'm saying? And I promised them fun and ice cream and pizza. You feel me? All right. No, I'm not going to do that. And this is my seed. They're my children, right? It's my job to be their dad to show. I mean, I don't even have to get that deep. People will be like, "Yo, my bad. Now go ahead and honor your children." They'll be, "I'm sorry I even asked. I'm sorry I asked. I totally get it. Do you know anybody else?" That's what they do. Do you know anyone who's good as you who could speak to this? And I'd be like, "Yo, I got an endless list of people who could knock this out of the park." All right. Roller girl, I see you said have fun at the Beyonce concert. No, my mom's not going. My wife is going with her best friend. Right. I'm not even allowed to go. No, I'm joking. I didn't even want to go. All right. I'm be honest. I love Beyonce, but I'm going to Beyonce concert, right? For that money, I'd rather have seats at the Falcons game, actually the Hawks. All right. I do the Falcons, but if I had to choose, box seats anyway, the Hawks. Anyway. All right. 5, negotiate. Oh, this is a good one. Negotiate like you are representing someone else. I do this all the time for myself. right? Because I'm a giver. I don't want a lot of conflict. A lot of times in negotiations, I'll say, let's just split the difference and call it a day. Now, that is a luxury of having a little bit of coins in your pocket. All right. You don't have to penny pinch, but you can lose people actually will set you up like a experienced negotiator. They know that about me, or they know people have a tendency to do that, or they'll suggest it. They'll say, hey, let's just split the difference, right? But really the difference is way skewed on their side. Right. So I'm like, no, I need to take the best deal. If I'm negotiating for my mom, oh my goodness, she gonna get the best deal. Right. If I'm negotiating for someone that does not have it's their last $100, I'm gonna make sure that I got you $100 worth of groceries. I got you quality groceries, and I did not go to Whole Foods to get toilet paper. You feel what I'm saying? I did not pay $19 for toilet paper when I can go to Publix. All right. And probably these days, probably pay 11. You get what I'm saying? All right, that's probably still low. Y'all get what I'm saying? Negotiate like you negotiate for someone you really care about. Because sometimes as pleasers, as really nice people, we can be too nice for our own good. All right. And a lot of times nice people don't really like all rough negotiations. They don't like it. They avoid it. And people take advantage of that. How many of y'all been in a relationship and the other person just blows a gasket and you just say, you know what? Never mind. Just drop it. I don't really want to argue. I'll just take the blame and just move forward. But they're counting on that. All right. And I see what you're saying. Dr. Marsh, you're saying, yeah, people expect because you're a therapist, you're willing to give up whenever, even at the expense of your own needs. Nah, people know that about me. Matter of fact, and that's why I talked about why no hurts. I've lost some people that are like pretty important, like in the city. I was like, yo, you can't just call me on Sunday and then I'm gonna stop and give you an emergency session. And yes, I know you from networking, but I don't even want you to pay me. I don't even want to pay attention on Sunday. I want to pay attention to what's going on in the game. I'm actually sitting up here trying to build a house with my 1-year-old son. About to be 2 in February. We're trying to build those little magnetic house. Remember y'all little magnets you get and you build them up. And we almost to the top, right? You calling me. I'm trying to spend time with little man. I'm sorry. Sorry it's not working out with your wife. I'm sorry. All right. Call me in the office. What's that movie? The Temptations. My office hours are 9 to 5. 9 to 5. Hit me up. Your emergency is not my emergency. Now, if you're my client and you have an emergency, that comes with the territory. Every doctor will tell you it comes with the territory. And I'm not upset. And my kids understand, hey, it's a client, I have to deal with this. All right. And I try to get back to building the house as quickly as I can. Or I might have to leave or whatever. But my family understands when they marry Doc, it comes with the territory, right? But not a non-client having an emergency. If I had therapists in the room, they'd be laughing right now. A non-client have an emergency? Now I get it, your friends and your family, it happens. I'm not saying I say no across the board, but kind of like a neutral calling me? No, play. Oh, no. As much emergency work as I do anyway, because I have a high-risk population, because I like a little drama, and that's how I was trained, right? I don't just see the people who are out there handling their business and the who's who of Atlanta. I also see people who are struggling, and I like it. That's how I was trained. I was trained y'all in Inglewood, y'all. Trained in Kirkwood when I came back to Atlanta. All right. Yeah, I mean, I see you, MTC. Now you said you're so nice, Doc, because my mom taught me that I am unable to do that, and no are complete sentences without explanation. I feel you. No one requires an explanation when you say yes. Right. So y'all get it. I'm just trying to give y'all because it's not so easy. See, people, if for those of you watch this right now and you're really good at setting boundaries, this is easy. You don't understand why people struggle. You just be like, no, nah, no, no. I'm gonna give you Nathan. Like in the South, we say, how much you gonna give me? Nathan? That means nothing, right? I'm gonna give you Nathan. You didn't work. You were at the club last night and you're asking me for money when I had to pull a double. You're asking me when you were in the club popping bottles if I can give you money for lunch when you no, thank you. I'm not good. All right. And then number 6, last one, rehearse. Rehearse. Rehearse what you gonna say. I have done this. I have done this because all this smack I'm talking, I am a nice, mean guy, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a nice guy until you take advantage of me. How many of y'all like that? I'm not like people are surprised that I'm as strong as I am because they see this version of me, right? They see, I think y'all can kind of see a little edge, but there's a whole nother side of me. There's a whole nother side. I have to remind people I am from Decatur. Right? I did go to a high school where you couldn't carry book bags because people used to steal VCRs. Right? I need y'all to understand. I used to work for the police department in the anti-gang task force on the streets of Inglewood. I mean, don't get twisted. Now I'm not asking for no smoke. I'm not asking to be tested. I'm too old. I'm not interested. For those of y'all that want to test my G, I'm not interested. You can test my Bible knowledge, right? But I'm not asking. I'm not inviting. I'm not anyone watching this. I'm not inviting. I don't want any smoke in advance. But when I'm nice, people are like, yeah, let's go ahead and ask him. Like, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Church asked me. All right. Church asked me to do something, y'all. All right. I was already their chaplain. Right. I was already their chaplain, children's chaplain. I was filling in. It was temporary. Right. I said, all right, I'm gonna do this. I love doing it. I love being children's chaplain, y'all. But they kept asking for stuff. They were like, look, instead of being children's chaplain for the kindergartners up to the fifth graders, could you do like two separate sessions for K through two, and then have the third and the fifth graders? You do a separate chaplain session. So I had to prepare two different lectures. You know, that's two different Bible stories, right? You can't tell kindergarten the same thing you tell fifth graders. So it was a good idea. And then they came back and said, you know what? Could you do K and one, and then two and three, and then three through five? I had three. All right. And after that, they said, could you be the psychologist for the children in church? And that's why I said, no. No, I come to church to preach children's ministry because it is enjoyable to me, and I love seeing their faces light up, and I love seeing like the fourth and fifth graders begin to question, be like, hold up, wait a minute. How is David a man after God's own heart when you just said that he just sent, Bathsheba's husband to die? She sent Uriel to die, and then he went and didn't you say he laid with her, had a baby? That's more like teenagers. I love that kind of pushback. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You never made a mistake. You've never been off your game. You've never sinned. Yeah, you can still be a man or woman after God's own heart, even if you're imperfect. Imagine that. Imagine if we all are imperfect. And if you try to do it, you get what I like that talkback. So I was enjoying the pushback. I was enjoying them saying, how can we say that God is a good God? And then you just told me that God just said, go to war. God just destroyed all those people with Sodom and Gomorrah. He killed them. He killed them. Hold up. I just said, thou shalt not kill. I said, oh, that's why people are God fearing, because no one ever said, God never told you he was a pacifist. Jesus flipped over tables, right? They've said, go to war over your boundaries. Is someone trying? Yeah, go to war, Moses. Go to war. Go to war, David and Saul. Yeah, hey, God fearing. Y'all cannot fear God if you want to. All right, you get what I'm saying? So I had to rehearse what I was gonna say when I went in there. I was like, man, I said at first time I said, let me think about it. And I procrastinated. And I ain't saying anything. Like, if they don't say anything to me, I'm not gonna say anything to them about somebody I don't. And say, hey, Charlie, let me talk to you for a second. Did you give consideration over being a psychologist? And I was like, you know what? I can't take on another responsibility. My cup runneth over. Matter of fact, do you know how long it takes me? It actually takes me, because I actually believe in foundation for children and getting them. I believe in these mini sermonettes. Y'all, I'm finding cartoons for them. I'm finding things. Think about kindergartens through first and second. You know how hard it is through ministry for them? I'm running around using puppets. I'm using different things for them to do. I'm having praise and worship where they're doing and acting out things. I have like the little parachutes what they do to illustrate teamwork. It's man, come on now. You know how hard, and they have to turn around and have another message, and then another message to three different ways, the same message. Come on now. I have to talk about this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine three different ways to the sophistication of a kindergartner, a third grader, and a fifth grader, and talk about not letting your light dim and helping them. No. I see you, Dr. Lisa. You're talking about I'm clergy, and you get it. All right. But the churches are the worst abuse of gifts and talents. I agree. Because we think it's an obligation. And I had to say, and I can't do it because first of all, I don't even want to come to church. And because there was a time when I come to church, I couldn't even get to service, y'all. I couldn't even get into service. I walk into church with my family. Someone will pull me aside and let me talk to you for a second. I'm thinking they want to talk to me about church business. I am a minister, so I do get it, right? Even though I'm not serving. You don't see me serving right now. I'm here with my family. I'm here getting the word from Bishop, just like y'all are, right? They pull me aside. I'm like, okay, what's up? All right. And they're like, yeah, they want to talk to me during the service, y'all. I missed 35 minutes of the service one time to tell me about a marital problem. I was like, hold up, you don't have a right to get between me and God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. right? I mean, I'm not gonna say who you are. You better be way up there. You better be an influencer. I mean, like you better be like the pastor of the church or someone's high, way up in the church, and you're about to go preach. And so I see myself in helping you over anxiety disorder or whatever it is, helps you to minister to the flock. Okay, this is what God called me to do. All right. But if you want to pull me aside and take advantage of me because I'm a nice guy and I'm at church and you have access to me, you think I'm not gonna want to sit by my wife at church and my kids? No, I'm not. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And I can't even explain the word to my own kids because I ain't hear it. Nah. Being with praise and worship when I had a rough week. Come on now. All right. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. So we have to learn. We have to learn to say no. Church now. Church does not ask me for things. I say I can't do it. I can't do it. They respect it. They know I do enough for the church, y'all. I do stuff for the church on a national level, right? So I do church, y'all. I do church, right? I minister, all right. I'm in the mental health game for the church, heavy, heavy. Just did a workshop for ministers dealing with mental health works. Anyway, do y'all get it? So I need y'all to rehearse what you're gonna say, right? And I found if I didn't rehearse it, didn't come out right, they would end up. I'd be like, well, I guess I can do it for a month, and you know what they're gonna do? If you do it for a month, do it for another month. And do you think they wanted to pay me my rates? And I was like, look, I'm not considering this because I really don't want to be psychologist for the church. I want that to be a place where I can be a minister and also be a parishioner, right? I just want to come and relate to y'all and have fun and joke and be in the same classes that y'all in. I don't want to teach the class. I will teach a class if I'm in that season, but I want to be in the class. I want to learn. I want to learn advanced Bible. I want to be a mature believer, right? But I had to rehearse it and just say, I just can't do it, right? My rates are higher than what you can pay. Right. Matter of fact, what y'all give me to be chaplain is really a love offering and not really doing anything. I'm doing this for the love. I'm doing this for the kids. Basically, they're paying me gas money. Right. And I'm not knocking it. I'm okay with it. I'm like, all right, I'm here to serve you. God, it's a blessing that they trust you enough to be able to teach the little kids. And I love it. Right. I was getting closer to God and breaking this stuff down. Right. Y'all feel me? Y'all get it. Y'all get it. All right, Nikki, you get it. And if you good at something, they'll be like, I'll find out what else you good at. They'll be like, oh man, Tart is good at praying. Nikki is good at children's ministry. Can you do the young adult ministry? Can you do the teenage ministry? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Whoa. Can you be an armor bearer? I mean, come on now. How much you want? I know I'm just not for the church, but y'all get it. They know people know me. They're gonna be like, he probably gonna say no. I said, you know how many kids I have? You know, my youngest kid is not 2 yet, right? You do know that. You do know that, and you just asked me to teach a class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Start at 7. You do know I would not see my son on Thursdays. You also know my client load is ridiculous. You do realize that, right? So you're asking me to work a 12-hour day twice a week. And by the time I get home, Lord, anyway, y'all know how it goes. Especially if you slaying them in the spirit. You got to stay and wake them up. Anyway, y'all got it. Y'all got it. All right. Someone said I used to go to a black female therapist when I lived in South Carolina years ago. And between her and my mom, the lesson stuck. Right. Y'all get it. Someone said real G's move in silence. All right. So you get it. All right. And someone said I learned to say no because it's a complete sentence. I get it. I start telling my church I will help them teach spiritual gifts, but to put people in right positions. Same thing at work. People will do, and who they take advantage of? My sisters of the African diaspora. You all are corporate gold, and corporate America knows. If you look at the research, they're saying that the most highly educated person demographic in this country is a woman of African descent. Right? Y'all work hard, right? You work hard. They can give you some, you're gonna have a whole tribe, you're gonna go for it, you're gonna galvanize the team, you're gonna figure out new ways, you're gonna do things, you're gonna know how to talk to people, you're gonna make it go, you're gonna do a lot because there's something phenomenal about being able to birth something. So people know the goal of our sisters, right? And so corporate America will just take advantage and just keep giving you projects after project after project, and you like the titles, and then you look up and say, you have 5 titles and 1 income. 5 titles and 1 income and 1 retirement account. No, one 401k. No, you give me 5 titles, you give me 5 checks. You give me 5 checks. You give me 5 checks. You see what I'm saying? If I'm speaking 3 times, you're paying me times 3. You're not paying me times 1. No, I will leave after 8 o'clock service. And I don't know who preaching at 11. No, I would never do that. That's savage. Some of y'all would. I would do it, but then I'd say something later, right? I would say something later. In between, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna need that check right now. I hate to bring this up in between, but I can see how this going. I can feel how this is going, right? All right. What y'all asked me to do and what I'm doing are two different things, right? No, no, ma'am, no, sir. No, 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 not the kid. Yeah, I'm nice, but then I'm not. And then there is a piece of me that's like, yes, y'all's problem, right? And like what happened? Would you walk out on class? I'd say, yo, look, you know, and I would. People that know me, I would look the integrity of what was offered has not been honored, so I can't do it out of integrity. I'm sorry, y'all. Right? I would teach this class like I've done the last 2 weeks, but now I see that they're actually banking on me to teach this class and not pay me. Y'all hear what happened in Nigeria? All right, the Nigerian government. Let me do this sensitively because they don't play with their government. They didn't play the soccer players. Soccer players only got like 7/12 of the payments. They still made it to the World Cup, still advanced, one round away from making history, but they didn't pay the coaches. Coaches didn't get paid. Players didn't get paid everything they were supposed to get played, and they actually had to boycott. And they didn't even practice because they weren't paid. And FIFA gave every team money, and Nigeria still didn't see that money. Oh my goodness, right? And so they just assume that hey, you're not gonna let your country down. You're gonna go out there and represent for Nigeria. Not only is a whole country, but the whole continent is counting on an African nation, and they almost knocked out England, right? And they should have anyway. And I'm not gonna should have. They were up. Had a woman down. England had a woman down. And how you gonna miss two penalty kicks? But I'm just talking about out of hurt. All right. I used to play soccer back in the day, but ain't no way I can kick as well as any of those. The worst person that got cut. I'm still only 1% as good as her. Right. So this is just pain that y'all see, man. Anyway. Do y'all get it? But they counted on each one of those women to just stay in there, all right, and represent their country. And I probably would have felt, hey, look, I got to inspire girls all over the world. Look, I was watching. I felt pride, right? So y'all get it? So can y'all do that? Learn to say no. I gave you techniques. I see you, Dr. Gasson, laugh. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all in church, y'all in business, y'all know. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, they say they give you the big titles, but the big titles don't come with the income. Hey, if it's a big title, you want me to do something, pay me. Right? I've learned this in the industry, y'all. If you're even thinking about going into media, let me tell you what they do. Like by nature, they make you prove yourself because everyone gets a bad deal by I might say I think everyone is accurate. Everyone gets a bad first media deal, right? They do you wrong, right? You actually have to get a show and that thing hits, and then you have to say, I'm not gonna do the show. All right, let the people keep asking for it. I'm gonna renegotiate my contract. That's why you see people sitting out. It happens all the time. Everyone's know they underpay you, knowing that you're gonna deliver. They're gonna say, "Oh man, you know what? Dr. Mark's gonna hammer this thing. Dr. Target gonna hammer this thing. People gonna like this. We already got the test. We already know what they like. The audit. We know what kind of score. We're gonna get the most amount of profit and pay the least because he has to get in the door. She has to get in the door." Right? We're like, hold up, you knew the projections. Why couldn't we just talk about at the end of the day, whatever they are, I get paid? Let's do percentage deal. And I don't do that. Right. So I had to go back and now negotiate heavy with them. Right. Like, nah, I'm just not gonna do it. Or yeah, I did do one show, but I guess I did one season. I guess we won't have 2 seasons. I guess we won't. It's just find another host. And that's just kind of par for the course, right? You have to set like limits because if you go in and you just say, all right, this is the number, you'd be like, nah, what if this thing blows up? Are you gonna go back and say, hey, we didn't know this thing was gonna get picked up in 40 different countries? We didn't know, right? Then during the strike, that people are gonna watch this, and like this happened with Netflix. That's why they're protesting right now with Netflix, right? We didn't know this was gonna be #1 show on Netflix, right? We didn't know you're gonna get 40 million people watching Hijack with Idris Elba. Right, we didn't know. We had no idea that people were gonna love Chicago this much. Schmickadoon, right? It's one of my favorite musicals. Anyway, I ain't know, man. So let's go back and actually give you a cut because we paid you this, but we actually got paid 10x, 100x that because it blew up. They're not gonna come back and negotiate with you. It just doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. Y'all get it? All right, someone said I got offered a VP position and they wouldn't even pay my moving expenses. Oh, that's a no. It was a no for me. So we reading it. Because how you gonna treat me in the beginning dictates how it's likely gonna go. I agree. That's wise counsel. Send me a DM, Doc. All right, we need to connect. So I get it. I get it. You're right. You're right. Right. Like you have to ask for what your worth is. Your integrity matters, right? And I'm not we're not here for your comfort level. Yeah, you're gonna be uncomfortable saying no, but you're gonna be more uncomfortable in a relationship, work environment, family environment, romantic relationship, financial relationship where you're getting taken advantage of. That's gonna be really uncomfortable. And then people are gonna say you should have said something. So I've given you the 6 techniques. You have them. I hope you wrote them down. I'll go back and watch this video. If y'all are not on my YouTube, I need y'all to go over to YouTube and subscribe. Just simply type in YouTube and my last name, Dr. Tart, Drtartt, and bam! Yes, you can follow the video. All these that you've missed are on there, right? And I'm gonna be changing my format very soon, right, to be more interactive. So y'all get it. I see. The problem is that while we are standing our ground, they'll find someone else that would do it for peanuts, and that's okay. That's okay, right? Because at least you didn't get taken advantage of, and you can go do your own thing, right? Because trust me, with negotiations, you say do peanuts. Did you see what the LA Unified School District got when they held out earlier this summer? Did you see what UPS just got when they stopped productivity? Do you see what MARTA just got? You just watch what happens as a result of this writer's strike, right? How are you gonna pay the writers the least amount? And that's the whole movie. No, a bad script equals a bad movie. You can be a great director, but with a bad script, you have nothing. And they pay these writers pennies, right? And they have been doing that. All right. They get a good season and then they go out and they get 10 other writers subcontract, so you can't work on the whole thing to get. It's cheap, man. You know what? So I'm glad I stand with the writers on that one, right? I do stand with the writers, right? I know I don't know everything about it. I don't, right? I know it's multiple sides. I'm sure everyone has a legitimate side, but they need to do what is fair, right? Yeah, someone said that's them right now. I can't do it any longer. So listen, say yes. God wants you to say yes to you. It shows that you have value. It's like, look, what I'll say no to, and another network will come by and they'll pay it, right? I'll do it and I'll finance it. And then the networks will say, oh, we really want that show. But now you're gonna have to pay triple. You're gonna have to pay because I'm gonna have a bidding war. I'm just giving you that example, but I also will speak that into existence. Even though it's not far off. All right. So I love you guys. I hope you know how to say no. I want you to share this with friends. I'll post it in a few minutes to Instagram, and I'll definitely be on YouTube to live for you all to be able to get. All right. So I love you guys. Let me pray. Lord God, we just thank you for what you've done. We pray for everyone that's watching this, whether it's real time or whether it's in the future, to be able to say no, to know that you've called them, you made them unique, and you've called them to say yes to themselves, to be able to not be taken advantage of, but to be able to also be nice, but not too nice, to be as nice to others as they are to them, Lord. Even children, Lord, we ask and pray that they're able to give back to their parents from their position what their parents give to them. It could just be a simple thank you. It could be, I really appreciate you. It could just simply be honoring your parents the way they need to be honored when they've driven you 45 minutes across town to your event. So, Lord God, we just thank you for all that you've done and allowing us to say we're not mean, we're not sinners when we say no. We're simply honoring who we are, having integrity, making sure we don't get taken advantage of, and being able to make relationships work evenly. These things we ask in Jesus' holy name. Amen. All right. See y'all soon. Take care. And I appreciate you all support. Now, listen, y'all are no obligation to support. So I appreciate the stickers and the super stickers, but I am not doing this for money. I appreciate when y'all do buy badges. I get the psychology of it, but you are not required. I don't even want you to feel, I want you to feel no pressure. How they say in the South, nan pressure to do this for funds. I'm doing this because God put this on my heart, because someone's going to watch this and they're going to say no, and they're going to get in a great relationship and get married, right? They're going to go and get the job they deserve and get the bag. You feel what I'm saying? They're going to be able to say no to their family and stop taking advantage of you. You're not going to have a heart attack because your family stopped stressing you. That stopped in 2023. That stopped whenever you're watching this video. That, to me, that's what God has called me to do. He's always going to look out for your boy. I always get taken care of. If I'm obedient to God, I get taken care of. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? In the Bible, Paul preached, but when he wasn't paid, he built tents. That was his job. He was a tent maker. I took that. Y'all know what I do. I'm about to turn around and see a client right now. Right now. I'm gonna drop those lights, get the right mood. People can come in here and talk about their feelings. I'm gonna go to work. That's where I get paid. Right. So I appreciate the badge and all that stuff, but no, you don't have to ever apologize for what you gave or not give or feel obligated. All right. I love y'all. Take care. God bless.